Hello people, and welcome to this week's episode of Iron Fist Mining. Now to start off today's show, there's a couple of questions and comments that I've got that I'd like to address. One is from Tanya. She asks, Dan, why do you go by yourself? Mainly because the few, very few that I can count on one hand, close friends that I have, this is my 40th year on this planet, okay? And a lot of the guys my age that I hang out with, they're kind of settling into being grandparents. They're settling into their old pants. I mean, I still run like, my body doesn't realize I'm 40. It still thinks it's 20 or something, so I can still run up and down these mountains with 200 pounds on my back and not sweat or have a heart attack. In fact, I took Joe one time up to the Auburn Dam, and on the way back up, his left arm started shaking on his body like a chicken, uncontrollably, like he was having a stroke, which is possibly what he was having. I sat there and laughed. Kind of shunned him until he got up and shook it off. Now, it's one of the main reasons why a lot of these guys aren't coming down here with me. Question number 2 that's come up kind of plays into what I was just talking about. A lot of you want to come down here and hang out, and you're stalking my spot trying to find it. Now look, this is my backyard. This is where I live, and I have spent over a year down here building relationships with the people who live right around here and come down here and recreate. The last thing I want to do is bring a bunch of ne'er-do-wells, partiers, hanger-out guys that are going to come down here and change and ruin this spot. It's not going to happen. But I do understand where you're coming from, especially you that were saying that you're digging up in Auburn and not finding very much gold. Okay, my best suggestion to you is find a better spot. And I'll kind of walk you through that today. But as far as anybody else coming down here, this is my spot. Go find your own. What happened is I let some people in, showed them some stuff at this other location, and they caged it off. I can't even go down there now because you monkeyed it up. Chungos. So, not going to happen. But, if you think I can teach you something, which is what I think you want, I can do that. But for me to tolerate your dumb questions on showing you something that I've already showed you 100 times in videos, it's going to cost you $150. If you want to bring your wife, that's $150. If you want to bring your kids, this ain't a babysitting service. They're $150 each too. So it's up to you. If you want me to show you what I know, and you're not going to come back for class number 2, it may only take you a couple hours, and there's no refunds. So, if you really want to hang with me, without offering me anything first, you're just coming in, hey man, I'm going to come hang out. No, you're not. Unless you don't mind me banging your girlfriend. That's along the same lines of what you're doing. You don't come to my house saying, give me your stuff. Suck it. And if you don't understand that, you really don't know me like you think you know me, homie. So, now that that's all answered, don't ask anymore. Unless you're like a vet or something. You know, I'll cut you a deal. But you have to prove to me that you are a vet. And if you lie to me and say you are a vet and not a vet, I'm going to throw you in the water and drown you. Okay? So, don't lie about stuff like that, man. Those dudes know a level of honor, and if I could teach them something, they are worthy. So don't ask to come sit by my fire unless you bring something. Bring something to the table. And if you're not going to bring something to the table, bring 150 US American dollars. And I'll show you everything I know in one day. Then you'll be as good as me and you can go off and... Alright, so without further ado, I got some stuff to show you. So I'm back at the old faithful spot, and I brought, like, everything. The new Myco Sluicy box, the shark tooth, and the cleanup one. And this spot is like changed. I've been here 2 weeks. Remember I went to Hidden Falls to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of this freaking show. There's where I dug last time, and it is completely filled back in. There was a rainstorm here, so this was the pool where all the, it was like a deep pool. and it's totally filled back in. And down here, it actually picked the rocks up and tossed them down. So this is all different stuff. It's not even the same stuff anymore, man. Though my little islands kind of made it. And I'm kind of happy to see that I'm trying to get it to go right over there. Right over there. And it'll knock this little wall down and make it awesome. And it'll make a longer thing. And, hey, I figured something out. Remember when I was saying there's something to this angle? It's a 2 and 12 pitch, okay? For every foot of travel, there's 2 inches of rise, okay? So if you went all the way to the back, measured up 2 inches, came down 1 foot, it would make a nice, perfect triangle. Triangulation. Now I'm going to show you over here in the sand what I'm talking about. You have a flat plane of 0 degrees, okay? You come over here, this is 12 inches between here. For every foot of travel, there's 2 inches of rise in this triangle, okay? Follow what I'm saying? Anything steeper than that, you start getting some waterfall action, and it also has something to do with the amount of water that flows through it. But when you find places like this at a 2 and 12 pitch, kind of like my cleanout sluice, it's a 2 and 12 pitch. That's why it works. So I kind of learned that off the internet watching some of these other mining shows. 3 and 12 and 2 and 12 seem to be the magic numbers that they set them up at. So 2 and 12, you can almost handle like gushes of water, like tons of it, like lots of it, deluges even. So anyway, the best thing I can suggest when you come back to a spot that's changed, that even it's going to be different now. So I'm going to stick my pan in different spots. And I'm going to pull out gold in different spots. And whichever spot had more gold, that's the one I'm going to dig in. So dude in Auburn, if you're digging in a spot that's producing a little bit of gold, move upstream or downstream. Sometimes the average on this place is a half mile. Okay, you have to, if I left here, I'd have to go a half mile up or a half mile down. And then you'll start finding it again. But looking for 2 and 12. That's the magic number. I could put a level on it, but it'd be stupid. It's 2 and 12. Trust me. I'm an ex-carpenter. So I'm going to dig a little and stop talking because this is going to take forever to upload in this kind of definition. If I find something cool, I'll film it. If not, suck it. There's a duck. He ain't coming over. I can do lots of those, man. Anyway, I kind of want to dig in here, man. I'm seeing some really dark, nice material down there, and since this is high definition, it may pick up. It just may. Ooh, there's a piece of gold right there. Right there on that there rock. So might. It looks good. Ooh. Alright, so after some test panning, out here where I had that bowl thing where it circulated in the rocks, stuff compiled in there, and I'm finding pretty decent stuff. Little, micro. This is all micro. It's one-dimensional gold, but every now and then you'll find something that hits two-dimensional. But I'm still using this like steering wheel screen. This was out of something you put in a barbecue. Those are the original holes to hold something like vegetables or some junk. I just welded a handle on it and throw it in the mouth. Now what I got going on is the fine sluice, which catches the crap out of gold. Then the shock tooth, and then the little baby mako down here at the end. Now I actually had it set out there all by its lonesome and just left it running, and it caught gold. I didn't put anything in it. So anyway, when you have one set up, water system's pretty quick, it blows all your stuff out. The back pressure from the second one slows it down enough for the gold to sink, okay? And then, I'm not sure what the third's gonna do. Because I was catching quite a bit in this one, so I'm thinking, geez, maybe I'm running it a little too fast, because I am running it pretty fast. And I've only been doing it for an hour. I've caught a decent amount. Fine gold. So we'll see what this produces. What I'm doing is cleaning out 1, then 2, then 3, and seeing what's in each. This one's like the 100 percentile. This one's 45, 50, and this would probably be 25, maybe. We'll see. But the longer your setup, the more chance you have of gold just sitting and hanging out. Usually don't go past ish at that fast. That's the scientific part of it, man. Manettes, people, and stalkers. You know who you are. Okay, so I made it back to the house, and I got the clean out going. I got my base right here. Water goes in. I got this little thing to help leveling it. I use this brush to knock out all these bubbles. You don't want bubbles in there when you're going to do a clean out, because your goal to hit them and keep on going. So get rid of the bubbles. Now this thing wouldn't work if it didn't have this, okay? The water jets down in there, and you cut up here on the top, and then put these in, because if you take them out, it shoots like, and then just the pump. That's it. Nothing more to it than that. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. So I got to put my pay dirt in there, which isn't that much because I panned a lot of it out. That's all I came home with. That right there. That's it. But it is gold-rich material. It's probably only 4 teaspoons, so this will be the fastest clean out I've ever done. So stick around and stay tuned. Alright, so the whole lot is in there. That's it. That's all I brought home. It's super clean. So I didn't want to mess around with a bunch of this junk, so I did a lot of the panning there. But you can see some of the gold starting to build up. If I can get the light right. And maybe I don't even need the light. Can you see that gold in there, kids? Some over here. So, as soon as that clears out a little more, I'll have a better idea how much I got today. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Doing the light right on this is always suck. It's never easy. Especially when this light is so dang bright. It's like the sun. So there's the gold for today. 6 hours. Get a little bitty bit of shine. Not too bad. It's really good in the light. Mercury's grabbing it all. See it all floating. Floaty-o, floaty-o, floaty-o. I gotta get some soap in there so I can get it out. It's just floating everywhere on the top now. Okay, people. So where do we stand? You saw that I dug for a very long time and got a very little bit of gold, but I still got some gold. I ended up actually leaving because there was quite a few people coming down there just acting like fools, so I bailed. And I'm starting to think that maybe these videos are the cause of that. So I might take a break for a little while. See what happens. You only have yourselves to thank. So, until whenever, maybe never. Peace out, babies.